Hello and welcome. Hopefully you can hear me because my camera is a little bit further away from me than normal, but I'm hoping that gives me lots of room to put pictures up at the side here for you, for any patterns that I want to give you info of. Anyways, my name's Marie and this is my yarn journey. Today is going to be a traditional podcast episode. For some reason it feels like such a long time since my last podcast, and it was only 2 weeks ago because I recorded on the Thursday before going to the Woolly Good Gathering on the Friday. And you will have seen last weekend that I posted my Woolly Good Gathering vlog and all the information about that. If you haven't watched it, please do go and have a watch. I'd appreciate that. If you want to subscribe to the channel, that would be fantastic. It would really help me. So that lots of people see the videos. Anyways, let's crack on because I feel like I've got a bit of rambly energy going on. So I've got all my stuff to the side of me here so that I can go through them. There is a bit to talk about, so I'll try not to say too much about each thing. But I have been working on quite a number of projects this time, and there is one finished object. There's 2 brand new cast-ons, and I have been working on an old whip, and you may have seen the shorts that I've been recording, and that's just to keep me accountable in getting some of my older whips done, because you know I have a lot of whips on the needles if you've watched any of my previous videos. I'm not sure that's going to change anytime soon. Anyways, let's get on with the first object. So I have one finished object this time, and the finished object is a brand new item. It wasn't, I cast this on after the Woolly Good Gathering using Isla yarn. I bought a mini set, which you will have seen in the video. And I just wanted to use some of her yarn straight away because I absolutely love her yarn. And this is what I knit, and it's a cowl. I'll pop it on. I have taken some finished object photos, so I'll pop them here, and the pattern information as well. It's the Leftover City, and I can't remember who it's by. This won't look the best obviously because I can't see myself, but it's ultra soft against the skin. Wonderful. This yarn has got alpaca in, so if you're sensitive to alpaca then you probably wouldn't be able to have it against you, but I'm irritated by mohair a little bit. It's not that I can't wear it, but I just find it a bit itchy. I'm yet to wear this out because I was saving it to show you on the podcast. This pattern was literally so Moorish to knit. I have knit it, I've made one modification and it's really basic. I think that in the pattern you had 7 repeats of the colours. Now I've done 8 because I had, I've done 8? Yeah, I had 5 minis in my set, which was 100 grams. And I did one colour I chose for the bottom, which was the extra ribbon, and the top there. And she does advise in the pattern that you will need a bit extra of that colour if you're going to be using it as one of the stripes as well. And I decided not to do that. I thought what I'd do is use the same colour on the bottom and the top, and then I'd just use each mini twice to do a stripe. Now I had leftovers as well. There wasn't much leftovers, I have just a few grams from the dark grey. But with the other stripes, sorry, train. I've got the back door open because it's a lovely day and the dog likes wandering in and out, so unfortunately you will hear the trains going past. Sorry about that. So yeah, I've got a little, not enough left from the grey, but with the others, after doing 2 stripes of every colour, I've got enough left to put into my blanket, so I'm really pleased about that. And so you obviously could use scraps, as it's called, Leftover City. And I will put the designer's name on the side so you can see who it's by. I'd definitely knit one of these again, it was so enjoyable for such a simple thing, and then you've got a garment. I think this will be a perfect Christmas gift. Knit. It doesn't take long. A lot of it's mindless. So yeah, I'm very pleased with that. Okay. The next thing that I want to talk to you about, since I've just mentioned it, is this one. Now, I think I must have shown this before on the podcast. It is a long-term project. It's probably going to take all year, maybe could even take into next year. I'm just going to keep going on it, using leftovers and minis until I'm happy with the length. Okay, and I did put a marker in, so I hope you can see, and I'll zoom in if needs be. I've literally done an additional 2 colours, and if you can see this line here that I did before is the show yarn from Woolly Good Gathering. So I had enough left of that to put some in. I probably can do another stripe, but I'll wait a while before I do that. And like I say, now I've got the bits from my cowl to add in as well. All I keep doing, I'll move this up actually while I'm thinking. All I keep doing with this one is I'm not really putting any pressure on myself, but every time I have a bit of yarn left that I want to put onto my blanket, I just pop it, sorry about the dog hairs on there, but I just pop it into this lovely project bag that I keep them all in, and then whenever I come and I won't fancy doing a few stripes on it, I'll just look in the bag and see what I want to add in. It's all going to be totally random, but yeah, it's going to be a lovely blanket that once it's finished. And that is the Incredible Blankets by Purl Soho. And I have spoke about that before, and I will leave a link to the pattern and everything in the description, so if you want to have a go. 2-row repeat, very easy pattern. Okay, the next thing that I'm going to talk about is my pole sweater, and this is it. Now this is a big cozy oversized sweater, and last time you saw it, I think I was where this marker is. I'll just try and show you that I've finally finished the sleeve and bound it off. What I've been doing since Monday, so I've done Monday, Tuesday, I've done 4 days, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, I've done 30 minutes every day. Now, it doesn't look like a lot of knitting here for 30 minutes a day, but I've done the last bit of that cuff and I've then bound off. Now, normally it wouldn't take me that long time-wise to get it done, but for some reason, with this yarn and the ribbing and everything, it just didn't seem to flow, and I think you'll understand what I mean. Sometimes when you're knitting, it just really flows nicely and you can just get a bit of a speed on and get it done. But with this, it just wasn't like that at all. It was hard on my hands as well, to be fair. But I have stuck to my 30 minutes every day, and that's why I'm doing the shorts, to try and keep me accountable. And I will be doing 30 minutes tomorrow. Now, if you can see, I've just got now second sleeve to do on the collar, but I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to pick up the collar next and get that done. So tomorrow, that's what I'll probably do with my 30 minutes. I don't know how long it'll take me, but I am making progress with that. So that's, like I said, the pole sweater. I think it's Moreca knits it's by, but I'll put the designer up on the side here with the photo for you. And I'm knitting this from 2 Woolly Good cones of Woolly Good. Oh my days, I'm getting all my words mixed up, aren't I? Woolly knit cones, and it's their merino, and the colour is Plater. I have shown that quite a few times already, so I don't think there's a lot more to say. I'm just plodding along with it, trying to get it finished, and that is my whip of the week this week. Next week on Monday I will be choosing a different whip to do, and it's just to keep me working on these older projects, because I get to a certain point and I just put them down, but I do actually want the finished object. So I thought this is one way to make it fun. 30 minutes a day, do the little videos, keep me accountable, so I'm showing up and doing the 30 minutes every day, and then on Monday I'll choose another one to do it on, and that makes it a bit more fun. So is anyone else got any languishing whips that they want to do a whip accountability for? I'm sure we have all got them. Okay, the next project that I want to talk about, and this is in a beautiful Willow Bay bag. I don't know if you will have seen that yet. Convinced by Mona to buy. Didn't take much convincing, I must admit. I do love her bags. Okay, so this is an older whip again. This is one that I showed you that I was, I think I showed you that I was taking to the Woolly Good Gathering, and I worked on it on the train. I don't think I've done much on this since I got back. No, I've not. It is just what I did while I was away. I'll just try and show you, but it is still since the last podcast. This is what I've done. So this is the Underlace top by Lily Kate Francis, and the yarn is a Fibre for the People, which is an American dyer. She has a podcast as well, Wool Needles Hands. Her yarns are absolutely lovely. They really are nice, and this is a 50-50 cotton and wool. This is an old whip. I started it in July last year when I was on holiday in the Norfolk Broads, and it's got to that point. I've done all the not the hard bit, but the interesting bit where you've got stuff happening all the time. I'm just at the point where I'm working in the round now, and I've done about that much since the armholes joining. What else is there to say about this one? Hopefully I'll be doing this soon. I really like Lily Kate Francis patterns, the way they're written. They're really easy to follow, a lot of attention to detail, and I like the way on these two tops of hers that I've been knitting, the way she does the increases along the sides of the arms. It just looks really nice. That potentially could be my choice for whip of the week next week, because what I'm actually doing when I'm taking my 30 minutes, well, I couldn't today because I was doing a bind off, but when I'm doing my 30 minutes of knitting, I'm also doing 30 minutes of reading as well. And I'll talk about that later, because I'm getting myself ahead of myself now. Deep breath. Okay, so I think that's everything about that project. Like I say, I probably will do that as my whip next week, but I might change my mind before Monday. Okay, this one I think is a new cast on since the last. No, I may have just cast this on at the last podcast, because I was trying to cast this on in readiness for going for Woolly Good Gathering. And I think I'd just about started the bottom. Now what I realised was I'd actually done that wrong, and I don't know if I mentioned this last time, so apologies if I'm repeating myself, but it's the first time I'd done this sort of construction. So when I went for a coffee with Mona, I got her to have a look, and she was like, she knew I'd done it wrong because I only had 7 sections rather than 8. So I ripped it back and she helped me start again. And what I wanted to do before I went to the festival was I wanted to get past this purl bump. So I was just a little bit past the purl bump, so there was no increase. I'm just knitting in the round. And now if you can see, I've near enough finished and I'm almost up to the centre. I think I knit on this for a day or two when I got back, as well as while I was at the festival, but it was really handy. I'm loving the way it's turning out. It's really bright and cheerful. This is using Dystopic Fibres, one of his Advent colourways, the 4-week Advent that he did last year. And I'm holding the yarn double. And what you do with this is you keep knitting, then you do a centre channel, which is for your drawstrings to go through, and then you knit the exact same again, and you put it in on itself. And I did show last time, but I think I can just grab it. Sorry for the rustling. These are my 2 colours that I'm going to be using either for the drawstring or for the edge. I've not 100% decided yet. And this is the other yarn that I've got caked up for the other side of the bag. And either side can go on the outside, so it's kind of reversible. So yeah, it will be nice to get this finished, and it does knit up quite quickly because obviously it's a DK weight, because I'm holding the 4-ply double. Okay. I do always, just so you know, I do always have everything that I talk about. I put as much detail as I can into the notes, because I know that sometimes you can be recording a podcast and you just forget small little details, or you forget, you know, the designer's name or stuff like that. And if it's just there in the description, I know that you've got the information you need if you want to look up the pattern, because I'm always doing that, watching a podcast, like, oh, that's a nice pattern, just look it up, add it to my queue. Okay, the next thing that I want to show you is my So Faded Socks by Summerlee. And it's a bit of a tangled mess, sorry, because I'm knitting these 2 at a time. It's what I prefer to do with socks, because I just find it so much easier. And I'm just joining in a new colour here. So was what Summerlee had done on her last episode on her YouTube channel, and she showed you how to make a pair of So Faded shorties for summer. And you use 3 different colours. It's a good way to use up your leftovers. So I'd already done a pair of socks out of this colour, which was what Mona bought me for Christmas. And then I'm just faded in a lilac mini. And then I've got which is this one. And then I have got this white one, which I'm fading in as the final colour. Just thought they went really, really nice together. And it's so satisfying to use your minis up or use your leftovers and actually make a full pair of socks. Now this tutorial was really easy to follow, and she's got it in a description on her video, which I will link down below. So easy to follow. Now I started them 2 at a time, and I thought, oh, why have I done that? Because sometimes it is a bit fiddly at the beginning, but I'm so glad I've done it this way, because it just meant that wherever I decided to fade in, I wouldn't need to remember that for my next sock. I just knew that these would be pretty much the same, because I'm just knitting on them both at the same time. And also it meant that I could use up every little scrap pretty much of this yarn, which I'm really, really pleased about. Now I've got one last project to show you, which is the main thing I've been working on this week, and I'm absolutely loving this. Another Lily Kate Francis pattern, which is the Feels Right Tee, and I've made quite a lot of progress on this. It is bunched up a bit on the needles there, so I'll try and get a photo so I can put it on for you. This is a very similar construction to the Underlace tee what I showed you before. I'm just, again, in both of these, I'm massively off gauge on this. Now I did a swatch before I started this top, and my gauge was 27 stitches. when I've actually counted my stitches on here, and the gauge should be, sorry, for this top 26 stitches. When I counted my gauge on here, because I was looking at it and I was thinking, when I first started it, I was like, this really does not look very big. I best just check my gauge, because I knew I was at 27 before, and I thought I'd worked it all out. I was still happy doing the size 4 in the pattern. But then I thought I better just check this. So I checked my gauge, 29 stitches, and I thought, I'm pushing it here now, still doing the size 4. It's not going to fit. So I did a little bit of maths, decided I would be happy with the fit if I did a size 5 with the 29 stitch gauge, because I was happy. I didn't really want to go up a needle size. I'm really happy with the fabric I'm getting and the way the colour is on this. Just look at that. Absolutely beautiful. This yarn is stunning. This yarn just makes my heart sing, as it were. Honestly makes me so happy. I love the way it's knitting up. Anyways, yeah, so I decided to do size 5. So I ripped back and I recast on, and I'm so glad that I did that. You know, a little bit of faffing and a little bit of time at the beginning, but it's going to make all the difference with this top, with the fit, when I block it. So this yarn is by My Creative Garage, which is Vanessa Kind, and it's called Sequin. It was one of the yarns she did for her Taylor Swift collection. As soon as I saw this yarn, I fell in love with it, and it's knitting up exactly how I imagined it would. Because of that, I'm just so eager to get this project done. But like I say, it is at this point in this pattern, and the same with my peach coloured one, I really enjoy this part. It's not too hard, but there's enough to keep me engaged with each row. And knitting flat, I think I do quite enjoy a bit of flat knitting. It's what I did when I was learning. So the thing with me is to try and not lose motivation once I get it joined in the round. But I'm hoping that with this, you know, yarn being so nice, and me liking it so much, that, you know, that will get me through. Because how perfect is that going to be for a nice spring top? I'm really pleased with how much progress I've made on this, to be fair. Let's just hope it does fit me, eh? Oh, and I'm still on my first ball of yarn. I have caked up another one. So just wait for the train. When I finish that, once I finish that ball of yarn, I'm probably then going to go in and do the neckline and do the sleeves with the next ball. I haven't alternated these because I wanted to let the yarn do its own thing, and that might be a risk. And when I've looked at the other two skeins, there is one that does appear to be a lot bluer than the other two. So the second one I've wound up was much more similar to this one, and I'm going to use that next. And if I can get away with just using the two, that'd be fantastic. I'm hoping and praying, because I love this yarn so much, that I'll have enough left over for a pair of socks, even if it is some shorties, because I would love to do that. And this is in my bag that I got from the Woolly Good Gathering. Fits in there perfectly. Okay, just get up 1 second and get two things that I want to show you. I've not got any acquisitions to show you this week, but I thought I would show you this book, because it's finally come. I have bought the Sock Project by Summer Lee. I ordered this in February from Waterstones in the UK. And it's not long after I'd ordered it, I got a message saying that it had been delayed, which was really frustrating, because as soon as she mentioned it, I wanted to get it, because I've really been enjoying, I love knitting socks, and I've really been enjoying watching her podcast. So when she said she had a book out, and I like her colour choices, they're just wonderful. So I thought, yeah, I'm going to get that. And it's lovely. I'd highly recommend this to anyone who likes knitting socks, or anyone who wants to get started knitting socks. There's loads of patterns, there's loads of ideas, talks about measuring, and there's a pair of socks. Just let me show you a couple of the patterns if I can. I mean, look at them. They're beautiful. And what else is there that I liked? Oh, these ones look really fun. But yeah, there's so much information in this book, and a lot of the patterns are quite simple, but the way that she uses colour in the patterns just makes the socks sing. And see, that's the bit where you can see about the fading, because she has got that recipe in here as well. It's just wonderful. You know, she talks about using up all your scraps and leftovers as well. What else was there to say this time? I know that I've got through it quite quick. I am pushed for time because I'm waiting for the kids to be back from school at any minute. But I wanted to make sure I got this done because tomorrow I'm off to Ambleside for the day. It's my mum's birthday. And we're going for a walk around Ambleside and then to go for some lunch. Ambleside is in the Lake District in the UK, if you're not a UK watcher. You're not a UK resident or aren't aware. Like I say, I've been doing the Whip of the Week and I've been doing reading. I've read quite a bit this week. I've been enjoying my reading. I used to be a really big bookworm when I was younger. And you know, once you have kids and stuff, you don't always get the time, do you? And I'm not, I find recently that I can't read at bedtime as much as I want to before sleep. I just can't, I'm too tired. So what I've started doing is having a bit of time reading when I'm having my morning coffee or at my breakfast, or just when I do my whip time this week. I've been doing 30 minutes of my whip and 30 minutes reading. And I did actually notice that whether I was reading or not reading, it didn't alter the amount of time, the amount of knitting I got done in the time. So that was kind of good. If it's just stockinette or ribbing, I can quite easily read. And I've got a stand which I'll just get to show you. I know this is a bit off topic and not knitting per se, but it is something that I enjoy as part of my knitting hobby, is, you know, doing the reading as well. And I'll try to make sure it doesn't open up at the back. It's very, I've got this and it has a stand at the back, and this part comes down and then you just hook it up like that. There is a lot of these about, all different ones that you can get. I just got this off Amazon. But I just have my book on there and then do my knitting, and it works out fantastic. I mean, I've sat in the garden a few times this week and done knitting and reading, which has been lovely. It's nice that we're finally getting some sunshine in the UK. Well, in my part of the UK we are. And this is the book that I've just finished. It is The House of Whispers by Anna Mazzola, and I really, really enjoyed this book. I won't go into much details. It is set in Rome, 1938, to give you a bit of an idea. And yeah, it was just a really, really interesting read. And when we go to Ambleside tomorrow, there's a lovely bookshop in Ambleside. So I'm going to pop in there and see if I can get any of her other books, or any books that catch my eye. I'm just wondering if there's anything else that I do need to talk about this time. I don't think there is. So there's one thing that I want to tell you about, and that is that I'm starting a test knit over the weekend for Thread and Yarn, and she has done a tester call for a sock pattern and I'll pop a picture here so you can see what I'm knitting. I'm just waiting for the yarn to arrive because I'm going to do that in some of a naturally dyed Corriedale sock yarn, so that's going to be nice to try. And that's everything, I think, this time. I hope you're having a wonderful week, and happy knitting. Bye for now.